Hello, everybody. How are we going? Welcome along, everybody. Welcome, and thank you for taking your time out this morning to come along and hear us a little bit about our opening challenge. Just certainly what's happening in spring and how we can help you get where you want to get to. So we're all here for some different reasons, and I'd like to know a little bit more about what those reasons might be. So today we're going to go through, I suppose, a little bit of how do we make it happen? How do we put things together? How do we make it happen? And we can come from that from a few different angles. But first of all, why are we here? So who here is because they have a challenge that they want to overcome before Christmas? Who here is just here to have a listen because the guys at the desk told me I should come along? Fair enough. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Who here's got some obstacles that they have been really finding hard to negotiate? Okay. All right. Cool. So who is really clear and has a simple fitness or health goal? Just really clear. I know what it is right now. Okay. An outcome. Yep. Perfect. Okay. So we're all here for some different reasons. Well, today I'm particularly going to go into that and what it takes to, I suppose, make those things happen, which is what Viva's all about. Let's make it happen. Larissa's going to tell you a little bit about how the program helps with that. But more importantly, we're going to walk away with a roadmap as to how you can make some change, put little things into place that make a big difference. So the challenge, and the challenge that we're talking about in today's presentation, whether you're doing it or not, makes no difference. You all are here for a reason. There's something that we can help you with. At the end of it, I want you to walk away with some takeaways that you can put into place to help you with your own personal challenge or not. Now, a couple of things on that. Our challenge and this program we have had running, the first program I did upstairs was in 2001. So we have done this now for a long time. And we know the ingredients that make a good challenge work. And we can see when people put those ingredients together and they put them into a routine with others to help them be accountable, that's a really, really important thing to see change over a time. Now, let's talk about times. 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks. Who thinks the sweet spot for any change is 3 to 4 weeks? 21 days to change a habit, make a habit, create a new habit. Who thinks that's the right amount of time? Who thinks 6 weeks? 6 weeks or less? Who thinks 8 weeks? Who thinks 10 weeks plus? More than 10? Okay, who doesn't want to put their hand up? All right, hey, okay, cool. So the sweet spot, when we're talking about challenge, let's talk about dieting and let's talk about making body composition change. The sweet spot is 8 to 10 weeks, okay? 8 to 10 weeks. What happens with 8 to 10 weeks is you start out a few weeks when you're dieting and when you're making change and you have a lot of will. So you crank your willpower up, certainly that first weekend. That first weekend, breaking the habits of your normal routine. And as we get a little bit older, those habits are harder to change. There's no doubt about that, okay? We know that. All science shows as you get older, you get more ingrained, you get more reasoning, and you get more structured. But that doesn't mean that's the way it's to stay. So when you dial up your willpower and when you start saying no and you do your normal routines, you might go out with your partner, you might go out with your friends, you might go to the movies once a week, once a fortnight, but all of a sudden that time you go to the movies and there's popcorn there and you smell the popcorn and you go, no, I'm not having it. Now, is popcorn okay? Some of you are thinking, I thought popcorn's okay. Yes, it is, but not at the movies because they load it with salt and it's got way too much butter and it's out of your control. So that's now something that we've got to chunk up. For pre-prepared popcorn, Maddie, wouldn't that be good? We could do that, we could have that, and we could count into our calories. So just on that, that's just a few things. But you say no, because I shouldn't be having this, yeah? But all you can smell is popcorn. And then you go there the week later or 2 weeks later, all of a sudden again, I've said no again, and I know again. I'm saying no to this, but I'm doing this, and I'm making change. I'm making these things happen over the week, daily decisions that are not the same as what you were doing when you're in maintenance phase or just plodding along, yeah? That creates fatigue, like anything you're trying, that creates fatigue. And you get what's called diet fatigue. And diet fatigue will kick in for most people between 8 and 12 weeks. So 8 to 12 weeks is the maximum amount of time before you need to bump up your calories and go back to maintenance and give yourself a break for approximately half to 2/3 of the time you dieted in the first place. So if you diet for 10 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, we need to go back to maintenance. to back off, to go into a growth phase, to let ourselves recover. There's benefit to that. We're in an anabolic state, a growth phase, or a catabolic state. We're killing off cells and regrowing new tissue and so forth. There's benefits to both of these for health and longevity. So 8 to 10 weeks is the sweet spot. That is why we choose a challenge generally between 6 and 12 weeks. This challenge this year, we have 12 weeks. And the first 4 weeks could be just getting ourselves sorted. For most people we know, in an 8-week challenge, it takes 2 to 3 weeks to find some rhythm, to go through those conversations. Then they're in a really good place and the challenge stops and they let it go, okay? Which is what we don't want. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So 12 weeks could be the first month, planning that out. First 2 to 3 weeks of getting routines, putting your processes into place to make things happen. If you're really solid with that and you want to go hard and sprint, who's that person? Who's really good with their processes right now, don't need to undo much, just need to step it right up. Who's that? Okay, then a shorter sprint might be okay for you. Okay, but you're going to go into it from tomorrow. That means you've already done a lot of work. Maddie put her hand up. Maddie, how many challenges do you think you've done? Well, yeah. That was the second, 2002 or 3 you started. No. First one we did was 2001, but you were in 2 or 3. So Maddie's been here before. She's done all sorts of challenges. Some people might say, well, why is she doing it again? We've all got our own reasons, okay? We can talk about that after. But my point being, she wants to step something up. That's all it needs to be, okay? Wants to step it up, whether you're looking good, feeling good, whether you're already at your goal weight, great, good on you, but I want to step it up because I'm keep myself moving forward. That's really important in life, is chasing something and always going after something forward, having your direction, moving yourself forward rather than getting stuck in what was behind, okay? That sort of thinking can demotivate us, okay, and bring us down, not just in fitness, but in life. So when we have the challenge mindset, we're going to apply that to everything that we can put forward. So that's why 8 to 12 weeks, and that's what we're going to go through a bit today. We're going to pass you over now to my lovely sister, Larissa. Big round of applause for Larissa, who's looking fantastic, who's been on her own challenge of her own for the last couple of years, for those that don't know and do know. So Larissa has been putting this stuff into place, and she's been putting this stuff into place, and she's been doing a wonderful job. She's going to share a little bit of her experience and our experience about what the secret sauce is to making some change. So welcome along, Larissa.
Yeah. Give him a clap, guys. So Christy is passing out now your first little worksheets, which Dion is going to be talking to you after about some things about planning and education. So you may want to actually even start filling some stuff out if you want. So if you've got a pen, you can get it out, but you'll see on the front, you've got a little bit of a checklist there of this is what the processes are going into the challenge. The majority of you guys here today have already made the decision that you want to do the challenge, and it's more about us now telling you how it's going to happen. So how we're going to make it happen. So if you have a look on the screen, we've used the acronym HAPPEN because we like to make it happen. So what I'm going to be telling you or talking to you about to start is how we are going to be helping you in this 8 or 12 week challenge, how we're going to be getting you results. So obviously Dion did touch on Maddie before, having done challenges since 2001. I personally, this is my 19th year of coaching challenges here. So I think, the first one I did was 2005. And I think if you look over the time, we've done so much every year to change it. So what Jade and I sat down and met with the other day was, okay, what can we do differently this time compared to last time? So the challenges are getting even bigger and better. So firstly, in our acronym to make it happen, we are looking at help. So this has been probably one of the biggest ones. So your help portion. Oh, look, there's some familiar faces up on the screen there. Okay, so teamwork makes the dream work. So the biggest part of this is that you're going to be getting yourself a coach, a mentor. So everyone that comes into the challenge, no matter whether it's 8 or 12 weeks, will be allocated into a team. If you currently do personal training, then your trainer will be your team coach if they are running a team. So if we have a look here, we have the lovely Jade, who is at soccer, so she will be here soon. We've got myself, Dion, Maggie, Carlos, and Jay, who are your team coaches for this year's challenge. And then basically they are going to be your helping hand. They are going to be your guide. You will be booking in to see them for a 30-minute coaching session. So everyone doing the challenge will have a 30-minute session to sit down with their coach and basically map out the next 8 or 12 weeks. What we're going to do differently, and how we're going to help you get from A to B. All right. So most of you have that goal in your head. My goal, I want to lose 5 more kilos by Christmas. So my coach is going to sit down and go, right, this is how we're going to get you 5 kilos in that 8 weeks. All right. So we have here's a good one. Oops. Not used to these computers. There we go, Enza. Okay, so H is for help. So you have your coach, your mentor, you have your 30-minute coaching session. This year, we've also incorporated a success manual. Now, everyone that confirms that they're going to be doing the challenge, which we're going to be helping you with after this presentation today, will receive a success manual. Now, that success manual has a little bit of reading about what to expect, what we're going to be doing nutrition-wise, training-wise, and it's just something tangible that you can take home today to get started, to start the cogs turning and start reading through that. There's also some tips in there about eating out, cheat meals, supplements, plenty of stuff there. So you get your own manual this time to start basically today. So start thinking about it before we start our weigh-ins next week. Now, the next letter is A for make it happen, and A is accountability. Now, this is also something really cool. As you've probably seen at the front of the club, we have a brand new eVault 360 scanner. Now, has anyone had an eVault scan done before? Something similar? Yep. So the eVault scan is there's 2 different types of body scans. You've got your in-body or your eVault. Your in-body scan is a little bit different. Your eVault scan is what they say the gold standard in bioelectrical impedance scanning. So basically, you're going to stand on it and it's going to give us all of the information that basically the scales don't. So part of your scan, it will tell you things like differences between your left side and your right side. It'll actually give you lean, like mass, weight of each arm, each leg, your torso, gives you your body, your biological age as well. So it'll calculate everything and tell you your age. It also goes into things like your visceral fat, which, as a lot of you will know, visceral fat is the fat around your major organs. That's the concerning kind of fat. So it gives you those as well as your total body fat percentage, your muscle mass. It gives you absolutely everything. The cool part of it. 100%. It also gives you, it gives you your age, but it also gives you a body wellness index. So it's a number that you can try and achieve over time. That's an overall total score. All right. So it gives you a score out of 10. So it's something that you can aim towards to be, I guess, in peak condition. So this is really, really exciting. That's not just here for the challenge too. So this is here forever now. And I know we have a lot of people that tend to get these scans done, every 2 to 3 months anyway. So we are offering that you can come and book in for your scan. The cool thing, and I was showing Maddie it yesterday, is that you have your app on your phone and then you have access to your scan results immediately. It gives you progress graphs and everything. So very, very exciting. There will be more information at the end. You'll get a handout on how to prepare for your scan so that you'll take home with you today as well. As well as that, for our accountability, we will be doing measurements and photos like normal. So you have before and after photos and measurements. And we will be doing weekly check-ins with your coach and overall with the whole challenge team, as well as we'll be running Facebook Live Q&As each week, and anything that kind of arises throughout the challenge, we'll be bringing up in our Facebook Lives like Q&A sessions. Okay. There you go. The gold standard. So the next one we have is the letter P. So H-A-P. P for people. So that's another big one that we have here. Obviously, you guys are sitting here now, even though it's a personal challenge, it's an individual challenge. I find we're a team. We all are doing it together. So part of your team is that you will be separated into separate teams. You will be in a team color. You will receive a little wristband for your team like we did last year. So you'll see everyone walking around with their team colors. So my team is pink. So you guys will be cranking pink wristbands. Okay, even the boys. All right, so obviously, like it says, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. All right, so yes, we said it's an individual challenge, but the team atmosphere in this club when the challenges are on, for anyone who's done a challenge before, you agree is probably the best vibes we have in the club. Everyone gets behind everyone, but it's also a support system as well, because it's not just that. You've got people like Enzo who's been doing challenges for years, people like Maddie who's been doing challenges for over 20 years. Obviously, myself coaching, all of us are the people that you're going to be leaning on. Christy is another one as well, so she's doing the challenge too. So if you're in her team, you're going to be leaning on her for things. So that's what we're all here for, sharing our knowledge as well and support when you need it. The whole point of this is that if something's getting tough at home and you're like, oh, like Dion was saying, the popcorn's still there. Before you reach for that, it's getting in touch with your team. Guys, I'm really struggling at the moment. I really want this popcorn, or whatever the hypothetical popcorn is. Do you get me? So leaning on your team. We also will have our Facebook community, so everyone will be added to our Viva Fitness Challenges page, where we will be uploading other educational things as well. We use that as a chat forum too for all of your questions. And then we have little mini challenges along the way, which are always fun. Little mini team challenges. We use our Step Up app, which we've got to thank Enza for that one. So we all joined that because part of it is a simple commitment straight away to hit 10,000 steps a day. So that's your very beginning from today. And then we add in some other little challenges using like our ski ergs or our assault bikes, doing cow challenges and stuff. So just a little bit of fun. And once again, getting you to do something probably a little bit different for a lot of you that you haven't been doing or you have never done before. So HAP, the next P is with Dion, and that is, I'll leave this one up on the screen for a little bit. Winning is the science of being totally prepared. So the next letter P is plan.
Okay. Who here knows of Stoicism? Who here knows of any Stoics? I love philosophy. No one. Okay, who's seen the movie Gladiator? Okay, so in the movie Gladiator, there's a man called Marcus Aurelius. Do we know who that man is? He was a Stoic, okay? Maximus was the gladiator, but Marcus Aurelius is the king. He subscribed to Epictetus, and Epictetus was one of the original Stoics, actually wrote the original phrases. I don't want to pronounce the word, but the original book, or Tanundrum or something along those lines, okay? First page in that book. Of things, some are up to us, others are not. On the first page. Some are up to us, others are not. So, when we think about challenge, we're going to talk a little bit about that. That is going to be attitude. Attitude equals altitude. We're going to talk about that. My second part to plan is this. Who has a goal? I'll break it all down, bring it all together. Who has a goal? Okay, can someone share me a goal? Come on, hands up. Let's go. Let's get chatting. Let's get talking. You know what we need? We need a bit of synergy. Everyone's standing up for me. Good job. But right now, too late. So everyone's standing up for me. Let's go. Everyone up on your feet. That includes you. Let's go. We need some synergy. So we're going to do a little brain exercise to make, and everyone clear your hands for me, please. Can everyone go like this? Point your fingers. I need 2 fingers, and you can point at me. Good job. All right, then I need you to go thumbs. Then I need you to go fingers. Then I need you to go thumbs. Now I need you to turn to the person next to you like this, and Larissa's going to try to keep in synergy with me. She's going to follow me. Okay, so I'm going to do this. She's going to, up, down. Up, synergy, together. Off you go, turn to the person next to you. Let's get our brain going. Let's find some synergy here, guys. Okay, so fingers, thumbs. If there's 2, go to a 3. Go to a 3. Okay, now we're going to do that for 30 seconds. We're going to find some synergy, ladies. Let's go. Okay, 30 seconds. I need to see thumbs up, thumbs down, not thumbs staying together. All right, it's tough. Let's see it. Eyes up. Let's get some synergy. Well done. Good. Well done. Keep it up. Keep it going together. We're looking for synergy. Perfect. Good. That's, of course you do. Just point fingers, point thumbs, point fingers, point thumbs, point fingers, point thumbs. Good. Well done. Okay, good job. Nice work, guys. All right. That's it. You may take a seat again. Good job. Excellent. Okay, who found that exercise really simple? Killed it. Wasn't a problem. Who found it somewhat awkward? Who found a little voice getting in their head, started distracting them from what they need to do, i.e., I can't do this, this is awkward, I don't know what to do. Who did that? Hands up. Great. Okay, let's think about that voice. Okay, so we're looking for synergy, and we're looking for clarity. So with our plan, outcome, back to that, 5 kilos. What's another outcome right now? I want to look good. Okay, that's so broad. You look great, Sherry. What's good mean to you? I would like to be more defined. I would like to have more shape. I would like to have, let's be specific. But again, outcome focused. Okay, what else? What else have we got here? 90s jeans. Good. I'm going to get back into my 90s jeans. Awesome. I like it. Who else? Anyone? Come on. Yes.
I want you to get to my gun show.
Ah. Good job. Feel alive. Nice. Okay. Awesome. So that's a really cool one. Again, the second thing we're going to learn from here. The first thing, like I mentioned, we're going to learn a little bit from the Stoics. The second thing we're going to go and we're going to delve deep a little bit on how habits are formed. Okay, has anyone read a wonderful book? And if you haven't, you want to make change, please write this down, Atomic Habits. Who has read it? If you haven't read it, read it. Podcast it. I've read it twice. I listen to it with my podcast with my kids. They love driving to the shack with Dad when he puts on one of his podcasts. 10 minutes, boys. I want you to listen to this. Atomic Habits. We're going to learn a little bit from James Clear. And this is what he states. If you keep casting the same votes, you'll keep getting the same results you've always got. Because if nothing changes, nothing's going to change. Now, who's been around me for a few years and have heard me mention that? Yes. Okay, good. On that wall, 2000, when I painted it, if it's going to be, it's up to me. Okay, my thoughts align very much. So when I read that book, it's like, yep, underline, score, great. He states it so well. So let's think a little bit about that. The next thing that we talk about, and I love chapter 2 of this book. It was just such a great book. I wrote and I'll share it on the Viva Challenger page this week, guys. I wrote a little transcript from that in a blog about 6 months ago, and I'd like to share these following 3 things. So if you're interested in what I'm about to say, please read that blog and map it out. If not, start ticking over. Number 1, when we are outcome focused, 5 kilos, okay? That is the first way that we change habits. So that is the first a model of changing a habit, is being outcome focused. The next focus, or the next thing in changing a habit, is being system focused. So these are the systems and processes to make change. And a lot of us think about that at home, in our house, or at work. We actually create a new habit, or we create a goal, not by saying, I'm going to have the most beautiful backyard in my street, but I'm going to get out there this weekend and start cleaning up. And I'm going to do that next week. But we don't do that with fitness, funnily enough. I'm just going to chip away. I'm going to get in the backyard. I'm going to draw up a little ritual, weekly ritual. Jonas is on the poos. Dog poos are getting done. Okay, great. They're doing the weeding. Okay, Chrissy's doing the chicken coop. This is what happens in our house, for example. But we're doing these rituals week in, week out. Okay? Cool. And the third and the deepest way to make change and create habits, and we have these, and just think about these 3 different stages. You've got habits, good and bad, this goes for, by the way, okay? Active and not so, is your identity, okay? So this is where we're a little bit deeper, okay, with our thoughts and our habits and who we are. So identity-based habits are those that state, I am a certain person. I am, then in my case, I'm going to state that, yes, I'm a healthy person and have exercised my entire life. So I'm going to say it that way. And it would simply be, I exercise, so I choose to reward myself when I choose to reward myself. I'm not a dog. I don't need a piece of candy to come for a walk. Pretty simple. I go for a walk because it makes me feel good. Okay? I am a healthy person. I choose to do weights regularly. These are mine. This is mine, and that's what shapes my identity. So I state, I am a healthy person. I am a fit person. I am a strong person. I am very confident. Why? Because I've got the systems and processes to do that. Never outcome focused generally for myself in the last 10 years for goals in regards to fitness. It's always about, okay, if I want to lift a heavier weight, what does that guy do? The guy that's lifting 200 kilos on the back squat, how's he lifting? What's he eating? How's he sleeping? How's he resting? What's he doing? So that's the outcome. But let's focus a little bit of, I want to own that space and what processes I need to put into place. So when we think about that, let's think about your goal right now. I want everyone to think about what that might be and where you are. Is it outcome focused? Are you system focused? Or are you down here in the identity, which is your values and beliefs? Yeah? Okay? And who has done the life coaching circle with me in the past? Rate your life on a scale from 1 to 10. Who recalls that? Show of hands. Good. In the area of health and fitness, how do you rate yourself? 8 out of 10. What is a 10 for you? Okay, so it comes down to going through those exercises, knowing where you are. But when we do that, then we start to understand our beliefs and our values and who we are and who we want to be. So with the challenge, what I want us to think about is not so much this 12 weeks, but real simple, who do I want to be in the area of health and fitness? Okay. What does that look like? The best version of me, your happy place in the area of health and fitness, whether you've had that before or you can dream it up, what does that look like? Has anyone got anything to share with me there?
For me, coming to the gym is a lifestyle. So
Process.
yeah, so I think how you're saying you're a healthy person. I'd say that resonates with me.
To be a healthy person, I go to the gym. I look after myself. I choose food, and I'm not easily misled because I know that that's what I do. And if I want to do it, do it on my terms. There's no guilt besides that, is there? There's no guilt associated because you've made that choice and you've weighed it up. Great. So, what was my question? My question to you guys was, think about where you are, what that looks like. Okay? Does anyone want to share what that looks like, where we are, the best version of you, what that person's doing? So you're level 10 in the area of health and fitness, whether you've had it or not. If not, I'll share mine. You've all heard mine. Okay? To live my best life guilt-free. And 2 simple words. Dion, on a scale between 1 and 10, where are you right now in the area of health and fitness? 2 words for me. I can. I can't because... Okay, so I'm a 6 out of 10 or I'm a 7 out of 10 if I can't simply say I can. I can do what? I can run, I can jump, I can play with my kids, I feel strong, I can get more stuff done in my day, I'm full of confidence, I feel really good in myself, I get shit done. That's 10. Okay? Shoulders down a little bit this week, got a bit of sore calf, headache, not been well. Okay, I'm a 6. What do I need to do to get back to a 10? Okay, it's a simple self-check-in that we can take on board. So what's your 10? And don't say to lose 5 kilos because that's not identity-based. That's goal-focused. And yeah, it's going to happen. But what does that 10 look like? Who wants to share? Start mapping it out for me. Who's got a picture? If not, this is your first exercise. What is a level 10 for you?
Looking good naked.
Looking good naked is fantastic. I love that. I have a lot of my clients share the same scenario. Feeling good naked is another great word.
Also life balance.
Life balance, okay? Life balance. Now, when you think about this, it comes back, and again, I want to explore a bit more on that, but wants and needs. What do I want in the area of health and fitness? What do I need? Okay? I want to look good. I want to feel good. I need structure. I need to feel confident. I need to feel strong. A man that feels strong is confident, I believe, and not women as well. Okay? So strength equals confidence. Okay? I need discipline to do that. Discipline equals confidence. When you're disciplined, you become confident because you know you can get stuff done. You've done it before. Okay? So these are the reasons why I say I can. You've got yours to say work-life balance or life balance. Okay? So we map out our wants and our needs, and then we work out this little philosophy, this little shining light of where am I going. And then when we know what that looks like, What we need to do now, guys, is reverse engineer that. Who knows what that means? So who's got that? Put your hands up. Who knows what that looks like? What's your level 10? I can. Go, show of hands. Half of you should have them up. Otherwise, I've not done a very good job. Okay? Right now. Okay? I want to feel great in my body. Not in 6 months' time. Not in Bali next year. Not at my reunion. Forget that. What do you want? What does it look like? I want to feel I want to feel strong and empowered as a woman. That's a great one. I want to feel sexy. Okay? I want to do the things I want when I want. Yeah? Cool? So that's a 10. Whatever that is for you. Okay? Show of hands again. Who's got something? Just something to work with. Scratch it on paper. Good. Okay. So now, that is where we want to be. Okay? What are the values, the beliefs for that person around food and around exercise? That's the next part. Let's start to think about that. That person, what do they believe about food? What do they believe about exercise? What do they believe about health? Let's think about this again. James Clear in his book. We have to identify this and to take that on and to understand how important that is. There's 2 smokers. The first smoker is asked, hey mate, would you like a cigarette? Sorry, they're both trying to quit. Would you like a cigarette? No. I'm trying to quit. Okay, I don't need one. The other smoker gets asked, would you like a cigarette? He goes, no, I no longer smoke. I've just quit. Okay? They're both in the same stages. But their software is very different. Okay? The first one still believes they are a smoker. I'm trying to exercise. I'm trying to get fit. Okay? I'm trying to run. Okay, I'm not a runner, but I'm giving it a go. Okay? I'm trying to read a book, but I'm not a reader. Yeah? I want to read a book. Or do we want to read a book, or do we want to become a reader? Do we want to learn to play an instrument, or do we want to become a musician? So, do I want to get fit, or do I want to be a fit, healthy person in control of themselves? If we keep saying the same thing, we'll keep getting what we've always got, as I mentioned before. So it starts with understanding this part. The second person understood they are not a smoker anymore, and therefore it's not a choice. I've already made a choice because I'm not a smoker, and a smoker, a non-smoker, doesn't smoke. Simple as that. It's a choice. So I'll behave in a certain way. My systems and processes are very different to that other person. Okay? I'm shining a light forward, not sitting there going, oh, that was hard. That's not helpful because I'm not a smoker. It was an easy decision. I've already made it. Now I move forward. Right? Or I have systems. I'll just take myself away. I won't go to that place. I can't control that at the moment, so I'm not going to be around those people. Whatever that is, there's systems around that. Do you hear what I'm saying? Same with health and fitness. Okay? I am a fit, healthy person. Okay? I feel great naked. I am the best version of myself. I am living my best life. I am lean and I am happy. I've heard a lot of these over the years. Okay? And if you don't know what they are, up on that board, we did that into when we turned to Viva in 2007, that first year. Why do I come to Viva? To be strong, to reduce sugar levels. There's an example of why people come and train. But again, a lot of them are outcome focused. Some of them it's just to feel good in my own skin, to feel better. Okay? So, now we know that. What are the processes to make that happen? What are the things that we need to do to be that person? So, can someone share? Can someone share a new one? No, not you, Enzi. You've been wonderful. Anyone else? Can someone share a level 10 for me? Let's help it out. Let's work together. Give me a level 10. Go, somebody. Be brave. You're going to get free coaching, so put your hand up. Thank you. To be wake up pain free. Okay, so let's dive in a little bit on this because there's that's goal oriented. I'm going to pick on your goal. It's a great one. I see what you're saying, but let's say when you wake up pain free, what might you do? So here it is. We're now pain free. Yeah. What do I do now? What does the world open up to? For example, what's next? Plain. Okay, to live, okay, so what we just said there, okay, to do what I want to do, to be free, to move my body the way I want. Yep, so my level 10 is to be free, to move my body, to enjoy movement. Okay, I enjoy movement. Yep, what does that person do? Let's break that down now. So guys, what do you think that person does to enjoy movement? Do they wait to find that, or do they start finding ways they can enjoy movement today? Who thinks they should wait? Show of hands. Who thinks they should start finding ways to enjoy and start that behaviour today? Yep, and they might not know what that is, but that's where you get help. Cool? Okay, what else does that person do? Because we're talking about pain, so there's levels of inflammation that we have to work with. Okay, it's going to be nutrition-based. We're looking at supplements. We're looking at strength training, important strength training, the correct strength training. We're looking at good movement. We're looking at fluid. We're looking at posture. We're looking at space. So there's a heap of different things I just brought up. Okay, so let's start to map out some of those things. Okay, how long do we sit for? If it doesn't matter if you're at work or sitting in my seminar, if you've got pain, you don't sit for longer than 10, 15 minutes maximum. You get up and you give yourself 2 to 3 minutes. That's a simple rule. Who else has pain? Who finds himself sitting for 20 minutes? Okay, this is the biggest thing I can give you, Nicole, is who of a night sits, watches TV, reads a book, whatever, and sits down in the same place for over 20 minutes. Don't bullshit me, put your hands up. Okay, cool. This is the simplest thing you can do. Get off the couch, watch TV, read your book. Okay, and while you're doing it, spend 20 minutes. I don't need to give you structure. I don't need to tell you what to do here. I don't need to have to show you different movements and so forth. Get off the couch and start moving around and use your body. Start playing, start practicing these things. This isn't hard. I'm not giving you any structure here. I'm just showing you different movements, okay? Do that every night for 20 minutes so that you don't have to come in and do that for 20 minutes and waste your training time. So the biggest tip that I can see, the biggest change that I had is I used to make people spend 15, 20 minutes on the floor. Instead, do it of a night time. Get off the couch, get onto the floor. Christy, Larissa, what's that beautiful rug thing we got at home, the fluffy one?
Mellow mat.
Oh, they're the best. Who's got a mellow mat? Oh my God, there's like a little cushion pillow thing and you lay on the ground on it and you move around. It's like, it's fantastic, okay? My point being for you, if that, you see what I'm saying there, so I'm digressing, but you see how we're breaking that down. And there's always something you can do, yeah? So now back to my second part. We're thinking about processes, thinking about being clear, okay, and reverse engineering our goal. But coming back to all of this is that first thing that I mentioned, and that's all about attitude, okay? Can you hear in my attitude? We're going to find a way to win. I get all of it, but let's find a way to win. Let's keep moving forward. Let's keep focusing on what we can because there's always going to be shit. Life's hard. It's difficult. What are we going to do about it? We're going to stay there and be in our head, or are we going to find a way to move forward and control the controllables?
You went through this with me some time ago. You gave me the thought process of I'm becoming the type of person who, and systematically go through those systems in your head. Like I'm becoming the type of person who gets up a little bit earlier,
Yep.
Who does my mobility in front of the TV. I'm becoming that type of person.
Becoming that person. Yep, that's right. 100%. We're going to start stepping up and doing that in the right direction. So Ben just shared, we're going through this with Ben, is putting those little things into place. And that internal language is so important. So going back to my little comment before about the Stoics, next one is Japanese psychology. So Japanese psychology, there's many different forms of psychology, but one that I love to look into and have been reading more about is the focus. And Japanese psychologists, they love to look at moving forward, and they believe that we all have a flashlight, okay? And what happens in life is we tend to get what we focus on. So wherever our flashlight goes, we go. And instead of flashing on the person we want to become, most of us are pointing our flashlight on who we were and why we're here and where we've been. And if you keep doing that, again, nothing changes. Yeah? So I'm here and poor me. Okay? Or for whatever reason. Instead, what action can we take to move forward, and how are we going to take that on? And going back to what I discussed before, a little phrase that I wanted to write out was this. Marcus Aurelius wrote a beautiful statement, and that was simply, most of all, we choose to react to our circumstances. We can choose to react to our circumstances. But when faced with challenges, what is most important, and this is followed up by Paul Taylor, who is a neuroscientist, and I've had the pleasure of working and watching him on a number of occasions again this week. This was one that he stated in his new book of hardiness. Hardiness is teaching our kids to become hardy and more resilient, and how adults should too. You must focus on what you can control and refuse to invest energy into those things that you cannot. Refuse to invest energy into those that you cannot. I have pain. It's there. Okay, it's where it is right now. Am I going to dwell over it? I'm going to start to put things into place that I can do. Oh yeah, I've tried that, but no. Shine the light forward. Try again. Make it happen. Keep trying. Keep finding another option. Yeah? Keep doing something. Keep finding another option. For those that don't know, I've had a pretty serious shoulder injury for now coming up on 3 years. It's an old injury. As you know, I box and martial arts. So first injury I got when I was 17. I'm 43 years of age. It's a lingering injury. It's been there for 3 years. Some of you have heard me get fed up about it, but I'm still boxing. I'm still holding pads. When I don't, and I go away for 3 weeks, and I gave myself a full 3-week break, which I never do, and this was 12 months ago, my shoulder was worse. Okay, so when I'm exercising, it's far better, but it's still there. It's giving me a pain in the backside. So one of my challenges over this challenge, or one of the things that I'm trying to go on, is stick to a plan for 12 weeks. Because I train, but I'm sticking to a plan and seeing progressive overload. So we're now going to start to talk about the next two things. And hit the button, because we're now into education. Good job. So the next thing is, over the challenge, we want to stick to a plan. For me, my challenge is sticking to a plan, meal plan for 12 weeks. And when I say meal plan, I'm going to simply simplify that. I need to be maintaining maximum calories every single day. I need to make sure I'm eating those calories plus about 10% for myself and training my butt off and following a program. So I just need to do the good things, but a little bit better to see progressive overload. So one of my challenges is doing that for my shoulder, okay? Because if I keep doing it, it's been sore, that's not going to help me. I need to find a way to work within that. So that's going to be a challenge for me. I know what that is. I just got to go and do it. Challenge is a great time to say, right, now's your time. Okay? So under the education part, we're talking here, and to be honest with you, I haven't mapped out anything to discuss with you on education because I do this every single day. What should we be doing in a challenge to see results? If you want to get weight training, if you want to get stronger, leaner, fitter, if you want to move more, we're going to start putting all these things into place. And there's a couple of things that we need to think about here. One, we need strength training. How many days of strength training do we need a week? Who knows? Minimum of 2. Minimum of 2. 4. Can you lose weight without weight training? Yeah, but you're going to kick ass if you do weight training. When we lose weight, we lose weight, and our blood work will improve to an extent. But if you lose 20 pounds, let's say 10 kilos, but gain 2 to 3 kilos of muscle, your blood work will go through the roof because your metabolism goes into overdrive. Your mitochondria is working so much better, and that's the furnace that creates energy and churns and burns. Okay, and good mitochondria grow every single day. Bad mitochondria grow every single day. When we exercise, who here has done a run before? Okay, or exercise and haven't done it for a week, came back a week later and go, oh my God, that was so hard. I'm never doing that again. Okay, but you're not, guess what? You're not less fit. You're not less fit. This is the thing. Your mitochondria have died. They die every single day. And the bad guys are taking over. The bad guys take over, and it just makes harder for you to extinguish that waste product, and it builds up in your system. But a couple of days later, you're back onto it. That is why when you go on holidays, guys, move your ass, do stuff, exercise. It doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be a lot. At Bali, when I was away a couple of weeks ago, quick 20 minutes, quick 20 minutes, quick 20 minutes, didn't come back, came back, didn't miss a beat. It's all about maintenance and feeling good. That's why I exercise, yeah? Feel good, number one. Cool? So we got to do some stuff, and a bit more than just walking. Walking's great if you're overweight and very poor fitness, and it's a fitness workout for you. But if that's not you and you're fitter than just a walker, then you need to do a little bit more because you're fitter now. So you need to step up. Cool? Keep that in mind. So, yes. So let's talk about that. How many steps should we be getting in a day to be moderately active, moderately high active? How many steps? 10,000 is your minimum. 8 to 11,000 is what's called moderately active. Okay? 10 plus for the challenge would be great. How do we do that? Stand up, move. Who's a fidgeter like me? Fidget, man. Do it. Fidgeters are leaner. Fidgeters are leaner. And they get more stuff done, by the way. Cool. They get more stuff done. Science shows if you are someone who sits and doesn't move, maybe you should think about trying to fidget and move a little bit more. Fidgeters are leaner. They get more stuff done. They're more proactive. So the science shows us. So if you're a mover, you're not getting stuck on getting things perfect. You do it 80% of the time. You implement, you move on, and you keep going and you keep pushing. Not about perfect, about persistence and movement. Same thing with weight training. So when we lose weight, we lose muscle. And if we lose muscle, then what happens is you're carrying all this weight around. It's hard to get up, and you have to bend over, put your hands on things to get up. You just feel tired. It's not so good. All of a sudden, you start to lose weight. You lose weight, and you haven't put too much muscle on. Some of it, you've lost muscle. It's easy to move your body around, but really, you're not stronger, and you're not feeling that much better. When you put strength into that, then that's like adding a superpower. All of a sudden you're lighter, you're not carrying as much weight around, and you're doing stuff you haven't done before. You feel great. Yeah? You feel really good in your body. It's a really, really cool thing. So there are some people in the gym, our gym, another gym, and you might come across, a male in his 50s that's, rocking the Florida tan, lean, okay, got a nice set of hair, got some striations in his arms, shoulders, lean as, and carrying not a lot of body fat, but holding muscle. And that person there, if you ask them, how do you feel? Feel like I was in my 20s. No change. I feel great. I can do the things I want to do. There's a reason for that. They're not killing themselves outside with a lot of humidity, a lot of dehydration, doing hours and hours of cardio. Cardio is great, don't get me wrong, guys, but most people smash themselves with lots of cardio, and that dehydrates your body. Look at a 70-year-old runner versus a 7-year-old that has done weight training, 10, 15 years apart in their face by miles, okay? Strength training changes your telomeres, your genes. What happens when we do strength training is we can actually reverse the aging process and look younger for longer. Okay? I'm 63. Say again, sorry. 100% it applies for women in their 50s. 100%. Again, there are many, many out there. I just used the male because I don't know why, I just did. Yeah, 100%. Yes, it does, for sure. So women in their 50s, again, when we talk about this, it's really important to understand menopause, where females are at, and the importance of that. Post-menopause, that means 12 months after finishing and so forth, moving forward, you're really good. Females are really good at doing zone 2 cardio. They're built for it. Females are built for that cardio, yeah? But it's not the right training perimenopausal and during menopause. Okay, it is not the right training. It is the opposite. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it because I love it. I can see Di go, no, but she likes it. So there's a part to that. What she needs to do is not smash it and put in some more HIIT training and sit training and strength training, and just take one of those out and not overdo that, because again, it's a stress on the body. Get your nutrition right, get your weight training and strength training right, and then put cardio in, which is an external stressor. Okay? So 2 to 4 sessions of weights is enough to hold the muscle whilst dieting and getting leaner. Okay, 2 to 4 sessions, that's important. Body transformation, remember this one. If you really want to change and you're looking at getting leaner, 3 days a week of strength training is good, yeah? But a 4th session will yield 50% of your results. 4th session, 50% extra. So if you're looking at getting leaner, there's no such thing as getting leaner. Leaner is adding muscle and losing body fat. Yeah? If you're not holding a lot of muscle and you want to put muscle on, that's you. If you're holding a good amount of muscle, you want to feel a little bit better, get leaner and so forth, and drop body fat, then maybe you can bring that weight a little bit down. Depends if you enjoy it. The next part is train the way you enjoy. That's important. Okay? That is really, really important. Cool? Any questions on the training sides of things right now before I'm getting kicked off? But if there's 2 questions here. How many days a week? Okay, so here's for body when we talk about body transformation, and again, I'm going to talk about that in 12 weeks, as in I want to get the best result in 12 weeks, 4 days a week strength training. Okay, let's think about Stacey Sims. Who knows Stacey Sims? Stacey Sims is one, and Misha Wright. Misha Wright is fantastic if you're interested in menopause female training. Misha Wright is a gun here in Australia and writes many programs. I've done hers as well. Stacey Sims, 3 to 4 days a week strength, 2 sit sessions, short interval training. That is no longer than 20-second bouts with a minimum of 90-second rest. That is a sprint on the assault bike. 5 sets in 10 minutes. 5 20-second sprints in 10 minutes. It is maximum aerobic training. Okay? What that does is get improves your cognition. So instead of feeling foggy, can't think, I need creatine and all these other things, you also need to switch on and light up your brain. Sit training does that for us. Okay? So does HIIT training. You need 1 to 2 sessions of HIIT training. HIIT training improves our how we use glucose. Okay, so when we use HIIT training, which is high intensity interval training, that is 3 to 5 sets of 2 to 4 minutes. Okay, so that is kettlebell swings into push-ups, into sleds, into tie flips, for example. I'm just giving you an example. Okay, that style of training, 2 days a week. What it's not, and everything I just said then for a female, everything I just said, I didn't say anything about doing long duration cardio. I'm not going to say not to do it if you enjoy it, but it's not prescribed. It's no longer required. It's not needed for you to get the best out of your brain and composition. Okay? Cool.
Discuss with your coach when you have your 30-minute coaching session. They'll map
Great.
it out with you on how many times you train.
Cool.
So you sit down with them, and go through it.
Any other questions? You can ask Larissa. I'm happy to ask these questions in a moment before we finish, or when we finish, if we have to run, I can ask some more questions then. Okay? You call me darling.
All right, we're nearly there, guys. So like I said at the start, that was going to be the bulk of it, Dion, running through the plan and education side of it, because there is so much to it. And like I said, this is the stuff that you will be going through with your coach when you sit down, because there is a lot of questions. There is a lot of things like, what do I do? But that's what we're here for. So the whole point is showing you guys how we will be with you the whole step of the way, whether it's training, coaching, goal setting, and nutrition. So nutrition, as we know, is probably obviously... Actually, it's a perfect statement. Exercise is king, nutrition is queen. Put them together and you've got a kingdom. All right, so you cannot get results. We've all heard the saying, you can't out-train a bad diet. We all heard that one? Yeah? When you actually look at things like in the scheme of things and you've gone for a little run or you've done a body pump class, you're like, yeah, I can go out and eat this and I can drink that. You probably earned maybe 1 drink from that little session. Do you know what I mean? So you cannot get in that habit of thinking, oh, I can do that and I can just go for this run and earn it. No, you have to do it together. Now, the nutrition side of it has really gone up and up and up over the last few years on what we're actually giving you in this challenge as opposed to what we used to do. So that's what's, I guess, is quite exciting. So what you will be doing for the nutrition side of it is you will be sitting down with myself for 45 minutes. And basically, we will be going through everything that you need to know for your challenge. So basically, part of your eVault scan as well is it will actually give you a rough daily calorie intake. It's also going to give you supplement options and stuff as well. So there's even more that you get in your scan. But we will be going through your daily calories, your macros. So if you don't know, you hear people say macros. I know a lot of people don't actually know what that means. Macros are your macronutrients. So your proteins, carbohydrates, fats. We will be looking at your protein goals. So you're going to have a goal for protein each day. You're going to have your calorie goal. We're going to give you your hydration goal. And then we're actually going to do a fully customized meal plan. All right, so you will have your own recipes. So you will have 7 days worth of breakfast recipes, lunch recipes, dinner and snacks. That should last you at least 4 to 6 weeks, and then generally you want to get together again. So the best results we had last year in the challenge were people that were doing our silver package, where we actually added in an extra nutrition session about halfway through. So it was an 8-week challenge, and most people met with me somewhere between the 4 and 6 week mark to change up the meals and calories and that to finish off the challenge. So that's a massive one there. So that's what you'll be getting with your nutrition. What we can also see here, now this is pretty cool. So I'm going to bring Christy up in a second. These are actually Christy's before and afters from last year's 8-week challenge. Now, she wasn't staff. She would have 100% been top 3 in the challenge. And you can see there. Now, Christy, as we've known Christy over years, Christy was Miss Australia back in 2008, has no stranger to challenges and that. But when it comes to Christy and everyone, she'll tell you so much that it is about nutrition. that you, once again, cannot out-train the bad diet, and it takes that commitment. So nothing will work unless you do. So obviously we are going to give you all the bricks, all the building blocks, but you have to actually do it. So I don't want to keep you guys for too much longer.
So I want everyone to do some exercise this week. If you want to drop on the fat or get rid of show hands, and again, it's not for everyone. So if that's you, can everyone get their phone, get out My Fitness Pal, okay? Put that app onto your phone. If you want to know where you're at, measure yourself today, and in 1 week, measure yourself again, and just eat as you normally are eating. We're not losing body fat this week, we're just doing your normal thing. I want to know why I sit at 88 kilos day in, day out. The only way I can do that is, this is what I eat day in, day out. That's the amount of calories I get over a week. So
Can I just change that? Sorry. Can you, if you're going to be meeting with me for nutrition, instead of My Fitness Pal, download the app Easy Diet Diary. It's exactly the same as like My Fitness Pal, sorry, but puts in there, but it actually connects to my system. So I'll be able to see your diet, your diary before we meet, and I'll be able actually look at it and be able to change that. Sorry.
Get that down, that gives Larissa exactly what you're doing, and it shows what you're doing to maintain your weight with normal exercise. Then what happens the first week is we're going to look at that, and this is the big thing. You don't need to drop a lot of calories. A lot of people drop way too much too soon and add too much exercise at the same time. So that science shows and we do a little bit more weight training and we make that progress. So don't do too much, just do your normal week. Write down your calories, exactly what you're doing. Like this is a normal thing. Okay? If your normal thing is to go out and have a big feed 1 day a week, put it in. It's got to be exactly what you're doing, and then we weigh and see what your weight changes. That goes a long way.
Thank you, Dion. Oh, all right. There's no Q&A. No Q&A. All right, I was going to be asked questions, but Dion took up all of my time. I think the main thing that you would have taken away from today, guys, is that you all need to do something different over these 12 weeks. There's no point doing the same thing. Nothing changes, nothing changes. So we're all going to step it up a notch. So there are multiple packages to choose from. Some of them are on top of what you're already paying, or they can replace your existing packages. So your main 3 options would be to, if you're just group fitness, to upgrade to either include team training, which is our Team Fit group training, where you're doing strength and conditioning, and they're run by personal trainers. So in your group, you'll be assigned a personal trainer. Ideally, you could come to one of their classes or one of their groups, because you're going to be held accountable by them because they're your coach. So if you can upgrade to include Team Fit group training on top of your existing membership, or instead of your existing membership, great. Or instead of that, upgrade to include weekly personal training so that you can see your trainer once a week on top of everything else that's included in the membership. So everyone's getting, there's lots of new changes in this current challenge. The eVolt scanner is a big step up. So that's value. Yeah. So normally the sessions with the eVolt scanners are $50. You're getting that included. You're getting a nutrition plan with her and a follow-up plan with her included. You're getting personal training to get your programming session and a follow-up session included. So all of that's already included, but we want you to add that little bit extra. Cool? I think that's it in a nutshell, isn't it? Oh, for the different packages. Okay, so your bronze package, like I said, you get your sessions included, which is your program session, your nutrition session, your PT follow-up session, and access to what we're doing and access to your coach over the whole 12 weeks. And then the Bronze Plus is including unlimited access to the group training. Then you go to Silver, which is unlimited, one PT a week instead of group training. Then you go to Gold, which is both. Ultimately, Gold's the way to go, guys. If you want to make an investment in yourself, this is the way to do it. It's 12 weeks. It's a chunk of cash, but you're going to get results at the end, guaranteed. You can't go wrong. You're seeing a trainer once a week. You're doing groups once a week. You're getting accountability. You're getting your nutrition. You're getting your scans. It's a no-brainer. What's it worth to you? Ultimately, yeah. Yeah, so people that are already doing something or a member here and just want to be involved in the groups and the accountability of being a part of the challenge, you can just pay up front and have access to those things and keep the existing package that you're on.
So You don't have to do team.
You don't have
You
to.
don't have to do PT, but they're your options if you do. So we're going to actually bring up one of our favourite challenges, the Reverend Di Holden. Come up here, the last little bit. So we're bringing up Di because Di is, everyone knows Di. Di is actually one of our challenge legends, and Di started off here doing only group fitness. Okay, so was probably a little bit scared to try team training and stuff at the start, wasn't sure what to do. And it was right after COVID when we had a challenge. She said, I want to do it. And we just said, all right, try something different. So I'm just going to let Di chat to you a little bit about what she's done, because she's actually won a challenge. She's done probably five or six challenges. She's won challenges, and every year she just keeps chipping away, and obviously jumps through different hurdles each time where life is at the moment. So, yeah, if you want to ask Di any questions, otherwise she's going to start just to have a little chit chat.
That's fine. And Diane's not short of a word. I am actually a reverend, so I'm used to standing up in front and talking in front of people. So if I start preaching, just tell me to shut up. Yeah, so as Larissa said, I've done quite a few challenges, but the biggest difference that I found was when I moved into Team Fit from group fitness. Just
not to say you don't still do
group fitness. I still do. I still a bit of combat and stuff like that. So I still do that. But the biggest changes happened when I joined Team Fit. The body was just moving differently. Yeah, the coaches are just a bit more naggy. Get that a bit more of that one-on-one for movement, making sure that posture is correct and all of those sorts of things. So each challenge I've done something a little bit different. And then after that, my next challenge or two, I started PT once a fortnight, and I've kept that up. And then this challenge, I'll go to PT once a week. So even after all of these years, I still try to do something different each time, because, yeah, if you don't move differently, it doesn't really work. Yeah, so I am a middle-aged woman. I'm about to turn 54. Hormones are an issue for me. So that's, my weight often goes up and down according to those sorts of things. And so it is a good accountability just to join that and chipping away at my goal, and hopefully I'll get a little bit closer this time. So did anyone have any questions? What was that, sorry?
I'm the same age as you, so we are exactly the same.
Yes. And I guess one of the things for me, when I lost my weight and got a bit fitter, my husband's run on and off for years, so I did my first marathon. And I didn't run the whole lot, like I ran and walked it, but it was just my body was moving differently. And I'm going, well, what can I do now to push it? Because yeah, I was feeling better and, just pushing those limits. It was a bit of a one-hit wonder, and I've decided running's not really for me, but I was able to at least do that. So it gave me the confidence to push myself in different ways. I'm around a lot, so always feel free to, I'm always up for a chat.
And a hug. So sorry that went a little bit longer than we had planned, always the way. So if you do have any questions now for Di, obviously myself, we've got Jade up there. Come and let us know if you want to know anything more about packages, obviously, and if you're ready to get started, come to the front desk. What you're going to be doing now, like it says on the front of your sheet, so you'll be going from here. Now, remember, I know obviously we talked a lot about 12 weeks because we are starting the 12 weeks next week. You do not have to do the 12 weeks. Like Dion said, find your sweet spot. Okay, so I know a lot of you are wanting to do 8 weeks. It's a good spot for you. That one, the weigh-ins will be starting on the 13th of October. So we've got next Saturday, and then we've got 13th of October for your 8 weeks. We're all finishing on the same day. It finishes the 6th of December, just in time for Christmas season. So it's about, I guess, like Dion said, thinking about what you can achieve now by the 6th of December, and who's going to be that person looking back at you in the mirror and how you're going to be feeling. Sorry, October 11th and September 13th. Thank you. I'll keep getting them wrong. Thank you. All right. So don't be sorry, be better. So you will go set up your package, what you want to do. If you've got questions, Christy and Dion are at the front. Then you will be booking in with Jade for your weigh-in times, and then coming to me, and we'll be booking in your nutrition session. Ideally, for a lot of you, I'd like to get your sessions done next week before you weigh in, so that way you are ready to go as of your first day of the challenge next Saturday. So thank you so much. Any questions, come and see us. Otherwise, we'll be out the front ready for you. And don't forget, if you want to do the 8-week challenge, you can also let us know that as well. And we'll be ready on October the 13th for that side of it. Thanks, Viva.